How are you? So I'm just posting my live onto
Morning,
my IGTV.
Sarah Fox, it is a lazy wind. It is a lazy wind. I love that phrase. I've never heard it before. But a lazy wind, a wind that goes right through you. Sort of suggests it's not lazy because it suggests it's kind of really got through you. How are we all? Good morning, Bobby Jackson, April Hill, Bethan Williams. Happy birthday to Fiona C. Fiona C or Fiona R? Fiona Cromack. Happy birthday. Is Fifi here? Did I see Fifi somewhere?
Good
Emma Carter,
morning.
good morning. If Fifi's here, good morning, Fifi. Rachel Dodge, morning all, did the school run, then went on a 5K, did housework, now sitting with breakfast and waiting for this. What a fab day already, Rachel Dodge, well done. Squeezed it all in. Done a wood walk yesterday, says Martin Smith. The bluebells are amazing as is listening to all the birds singing, just magic. I know I did a sort of last minute binge of gardening yesterday, Sunday afternoon after the Sunday show was up and out. God, it was rewarding. But I must have been in one particular position because my right buttock feels like it's been tasered. It still does. I mean, like literally. Kate Woodruff. Morning, guys. Anyone else got an extremely heavy heart this morning for poor Azalea Kane? So heartbreaking.
Sorry. So sad. That little, I just feel so much for those parents. I mean, it's just, I didn't, this story only came to me last week when a friend of mine was telling me about it. I mean, I suppose the only solace is that she probably was feeling pretty rubbish and now she's at peace without pain and suffering. But now it's the parents, isn't it? So just awful, absolutely awful. Morning, April Hill. Morning, Tim Reed. Morning, Fiona Cromack. Cornish Danielle.
I think it's Fiona Cromack's birthday. I've got
we'll sing your
happy birthday, Fiona.
Oh, let's write that down. So if it is your birthday, make sure you tell us so we can sing happy birthday at the end. If you've just joined us, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because then you can be notified. How
are you this morning, Nadia?
I'm very well, thank you, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm in reflective mode. Mental health chat is I know I've been promising this for days on end. It's just
last night. Last thing you went, oh my God, I forgot to do the mental health film. Oh my God. And you're so good because you feel like you really worry that you let people down with that.
Yeah, of course.
But they know that you're working around the bloody clock.
Yeah, no, but
give yourself a break.
I do. It is happening, so I apologise for that. So that will be tonight. As well as Mayor of Easttown, which we're really looking forward to. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Wait
I'm
for
good.
that.
I'm good. Teresa A, hi. Antonio Schwartz, hello. Going to do your Lucy Wyndham read after this. Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing that. You've got to do me today.
I beg your pardon. No, I didn't know that was happening on a Monday. I thought when we were to discuss the week's schedule, it wasn't due you today. It was due you tomorrow, wasn't it?
Mark, you've got to do me every day. Mark's become my personal trainer.
You know what that means. I just haven't mastered the art of bricklaying. Someone contacted earlier today, apologies, I can't remember your name, it was up on the channel, saying my dad is a labourer and this happens a lot, being accosted or it being suggested by...
Really?
Yeah, so it's obviously a thing. I mean, I think it's a thing.
And does your mum get annoyed? Is anyone the partner of somebody? Do you get annoyed or do you get jealous?
Yeah, this was a discussion, in case you missed it, over the weekend, both in the Sunday show and on the live yesterday, about apparently a survey. Interestingly, it's a survey by a trades group that is part of sort of, a tradesperson's company, if you like. Discovered that people would most prefer a quickie with a bricky. I find this really important content from the Daily Star. I mean, I open the Daily Star when we do the Sunday papers because at its heart, it's childish and ridiculous, but there's actually quite a clever wit somewhere at the Daily Star running it. I'll tell you, quite funny.
Mandy Fallon says she hasn't been with us for a while because her dog died.
No.
Sending you so much love. I just can't even imagine what that feels like. We dread it.
We had a moment where both the dogs took a real nosedive.
Lockdown, do you remember?
That was really odd.
We had the proper fear.
And not only did they bounce back, but it is worrying. It's
nice
really,
to have
really
you back, Mandy.
Sazzy 19, I asked my hubby, as I can imagine that conversation. Did you sidle up and go, husband?
By the way, Mark and Nadia were saying today that 50%.
Yeah. He says it's never happened to him. Is he now feeling sort of aggrieved that no one's ever sort of propositioned him? I've just finished sorting my washing out and can now relax to watch the live, Julie N. Well done.
That's what we like. I wish
what we
I'd
like.
sorted out my washing. I did piles and piles of washing up.
I've hung everything up in our room though. I ventured into what's become your room, the walk-in wardrobe, put everything up like this, and then walked out. I haven't been in there since. Don't go in there.
Haley's just asked, have you got any advice on how to write up a home ed report? We never had to do that.
Yes, we did.
Because we spoke to our home ed.
I wrote about 3.
Oh.
Yeah. I wrote about 3 and I mean, don't overly stress about it. As long as you can demonstrate, some written work and prove, it's less invasive than you think. It's just making sure that you're covering all bases.
It really is. You don't have to say, at 9 o'clock we're going to do maths. You could just give your general idea, don't you, on how you're going to approach their learning. For instance, one of the things I remember now, I thought we just spoke it, but we did actually. One of the things would be, our plan for their art, for example, their art education. So they were doing arts awards with an art teacher, and then they went out to galleries. So a lot of it was galleries. You can say that they're not going to be sat down writing all day long. If you've got a different approach, then you just have to tell them what your approach is. So they might say, what are you going to do about physical exercise, for instance? And you would say, we're going to go swimming, we're going to, they play a lot in the park with their friends, and that's the kind of thing that you have to say. Don't think you have to be too prescriptive.
But I would fully recommend keeping all sorts of written work over, so that you've got demonstrable, evidence. But it's not evidence like in a court of law. It's just, it's the welfare.
They won't be looking through it like
they're not trying to catch you out.
It's not like an Ofsted report.
No.
It's not like that. Our woman was actually just really supportive and lovely, wasn't
Really
she?
supportive. Tra-la-la, whoop whoop, out walking and catching this live. Lots of love, tra-la-la. I hope you're well. Love to you both. Opening up here in Scotland today. Shops and bars. A lovely feeling up
Yes, I
north
was
of the border.
I said to Mark this morning, thinking of all our Scottish subs
Yes.
and of course our Welsh, because the Welsh can now sit outside in pubs and stuff, and so we said we must talk about it because we know we have lots of Scots, Irish and Welsh.
And I think, am I right in thinking today is the first day we can start to travel across borders from nations? I think from Scotland to England, from Wales to England to I mean,
so I could potentially go and see Kay in Glasgow.
Absolutely. I think we're
nice.
back into that zone where you can visit, but you can only visit her and then just stay in the garden there.
Oh, of course, you can't stay at anyone's house. Well, that's no good.
Yeah. Russ Souch says there's a dark figure in your garden near the tree. I'm assuming you mean that one there. Bit dodgy looking, isn't he?
What is it?
Looks like Emperor Palpatine.
It's the ropes. It's the Kardashian ropes. We've got to start using those.
Yes.
They're really, really good for fat burning.
Yeah. Ross Souch at the Oxford Playhouse. I hope. Are you opening soon? Are plays starting again? Russ works at the Oxford Playhouse. Looking forward to catching a show there. Maybe grabbing a coffee with you at some point. What was I going to say? Louise Pritchard. Hi, Mark and Nadia. My first live in 6 weeks. Oh, dear. As my brother died suddenly at the age of just 45.
No.
Oh, no. Men look after us. Louise.
Oh,
sorry, I ran into that.
I'm
not
so
having read
sorry.
The whole comment. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God. God, what age is that? No age whatsoever, is it? 45?
Look, and on that point, Louise, I mean, obviously, that is just a catastrophic reason to... It's really important on a mental health perspective that for whatever reasons... We love, obviously, everyone being here, but sometimes I sort of feel, and I hear people sort of almost apologising, not literally, but sort of saying, sorry, I haven't been there for a while. It's really important that you instigate and enact periods of time away from social media and stuff, just as important as it is for us to have a break. It's just as important that you hold it at arm's length sometimes and come back to it. Do you know what I mean? We understand that. It's... it both comforts, social media and these kind of communities, but sometimes it can become almost too much of a commitment. But
the thing is, we're always here. You're not going away, so you can go away and come back, and we'll always.
But
be
Louise,
here.
Can we all send Louise, everyone
big hug.
in the comments, just send Louise an enormous hug and all of our sympathies. And so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that news.
And Jenny Marshall. Can we mark her down for a happy birthday?
Jenny
we'll sing at the end.
Marshall. Do you think it's Jenny Marshall?
Marshall.
Jenny Marshall.
Jessica, hi, how are you? Have you guys watched Too Close? I haven't heard of it. What's that?
No, haven't at all. We watched Sound of Metal last night, which we're
Oh
going
my
to review
God.
for the channel.
Oh, we haven't put that on our list of things to do.
The Riz Ahmed film about a heavy metal drummer who suddenly loses his hearing. Bloody hell. Powerful film. Powerful
so
film.
powerful.
Yeah.
And for anyone that might be in recovery or friends or family of somebody in recovery, for me, it's a film about recovery.
It is
it's
a
just,
big film about
it. Yes, yeah, I mean, it totally is. So.
Katie R, are you doing a video about the Oscars? That's a good question. I was thinking about that. I felt a bit sad last night, heading off to bed, because under normal circumstances in a normal year, we would have been all over it, mattresses out, me bouncing off the walls like a nutter on my 86th coffee, wondering at all sorts of things. But we weren't. And I think, in a weird way, it felt right that we weren't last night. But we've got lots of news coming here about the Oscars. I can certainly do a sort of standalone and go into the micro DNA of it for the film fans. But yeah, let me know if you fancy that.
Kerry Gracie, because she didn't get a birthday song for her birthday
Kerry,
yesterday. Gracie.
Kerry Gracie. There we go.
Who will sing to you at the end.
I'm only ever looking down here to jot names down, guys. I haven't forgotten my thoughts. Just in case you want.
As a counsellor, TA says, I stress to my clients to take a break from social media. Absolutely. Well, I mean, almost everything that we
Everything we do in life.
Every day, we should take a break from it, if you think about it. I mean, like, every single day you're spending hours watching telly. It's probably good some days to turn it off, have a conversation, read. But I mean, I actually sat with Maddie yesterday and just hung out with her for hours. And she was just, we were like quiet, and then she would just chat on about something, and usually we would have just flicked the telly on, and we didn't, and we just talked about all sorts of things, and it was just so nice. My brain kept going, oh my God, I feel so bad, because Mark was working so hard in the garden, and I just kept thinking, oh my God, I've been sitting here for hours. But actually, I do think those times are really important, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really crucial. Yeah.
We've got to let ourselves off the hook. We both do it.
And there's nothing
we get
worse.
guilty about doing nothing.
But also, that's where we're really bad for each other, because I think where one feels naturally drawn to relaxing, we've got the other one to look at who's driving themselves into the ground. And that makes us feel guilty. Susie Othman, of course, you can have a hello. Hello, Susie Othman. Say hello to Susie.
Hello, Susie Othman.
Yeah, one of the questions we're going to talk, obviously the Indian crisis is at the top of most news agendas today, and it's kind of...
I don't think I've ever seen news like it.
No.
Yesterday, that poor young man that was in the rickshaw, I don't know if you saw it, guys, and this family, as they said on the voiceover, they're not medics. And, he was sat up, and as we know, you need to lie on your front, don't you? But they'd sat him up thinking he can't breathe, and they were pumping on his chest on and off. And the desperation of it. And then they got a oxygen tank, and I was just, I couldn't believe it, could I? I came in, you were watching it. we've never seen anything like
I was gobsmacked.
We were watching a man die before our eyes.
I think we've forgotten, because although we were seeing the images coming in from Italy right at the beginning of the crisis, they were being very heavily... you saw lots of people with those...
In hospital. These are people outside
these are
the
people
hospital
the
with no
streets.
hope of getting in. Like, their relatives are dying before their eyes. And that particular young man, they'd been outside that hospital for 8 days. I didn't realise that. I saw the report again.
And unfortunately, there was one part of the report said that in Mumbai, as people were being tested, apparently every other person was testing positive.
And Calcutta,
so you were looking at a 50% infection rate. Now, they're also saying I saw a number of epidemiologists were saying that they don't believe that they've hit the peak yet for another 1 week or 2 weeks. Now, a real brutal reality creeps into these peaks, doesn't it? It's like we all kind of hold our breaths a bit, those who aren't being struck by it, thinking, we will get through this, but at what cost? And who's gone? And who's... I thought, again, I'm always reminded of Kate Garraway when she said not that long ago, or recently, as people talk about this crisis being over, it's never going to be over for some people.
For so many. Look at Dawn Harvey that
absolutely.
follows us here. It's right at the beginning.
I think we're buffering. Are we buffering? I'm just going to... That's better.
Well, there was a lot being said on the radio this morning about we mustn't,
better?
Totally throw caution to the wind now.
Yeah. A couple of people didn't hear what you were saying about Dawny there.
I was just saying about Dawny, one of our followers on here who's had you right through the pandemic, haven't you, Dawn? You've been dealing with this and will do for a long time, because she had COVID twice.
Thanks, guys.
And then now she has long COVID.
Yeah.
And yeah, think of Kate Garraway's husband and the many, many other people, tens of thousands of people. So...
Rachel Louise says, I've been losing my hair and have been told it could be a long COVID effect. This is. I saw a report
Yeah, I've
about this
seen that.
yesterday. Yeah, absolutely.
God, it's the most vicious.
Weird. It's a weird,
It's
nasty
so
thing, isn't it?
vicious, isn't it? The different ways it just... I mean, just in our small experience, you know, Maddie's taste and smell just gone. A whole sense gone. And I kept thinking of her actually yesterday that you can't compare it. Him losing his hearing in Sound of Metal. But it's still a massive thing to lose one whole sense.
Oh my God, it's
It's
huge.
massive for her.
Absolutely huge.
And yeah.
Yeah, Martin Smith, you're right. I mean, we talked about this, if not yesterday, the day before. The sad, sad irony of the situation in India is that they'd sold or exported so much of their oxygen.
How could they have done
at
that?
a point that they thought they had it under control. I mean, I think Modi is going to be, you know, the Prime Minister is going to be under huge duress because the country is in literally the eye of a storm. And it's when you're dealing with a population that size, you know.
And we saw a Sikh temple where they had got oxygen and people were coming there to get oxygen. He was asked, this guy who was handing out the oxygen, how come you got it and the government have it? He said, he said, yes. How is that?
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of reports of, you know, profiteering and just hell on earth.
Yeah,
really.
there's a real black
Our heart
market.
goes
There's a
out
black
to them.
market in oxygen. I mean, it's just
Very like breath. People are making money on people being able to breathe.
I know.
Oh my God, it's
Yeah. So on that note, given there's such a sort of stark contrast between what's going on in India and what's actually happening here,
I've got a bit of survivor's guilt sometimes.
there is a bit of
I
that
feel
globally,
bad.
isn't there? The M. Ruiter says, unfortunately, people are throwing caution to the wind when shops and restaurants are going to open while there are more people in the hospital than ever here in the Netherlands, really.
Really?
Do we feel that we are opening too quickly, yes or no? Do we feel that things
No,
are opening
I
up
don't.
too quickly?
I actually don't, because I think at some point, as Boris said, we
us a
are
yes or no.
going to have to live alongside this, and when
I know
you
the vast
think
majority
that
of people know.
the majority of people, okay, so we've got a third of hospitals in England have nobody with coronavirus at all on their wards. We are at a rate of the lowest death rate in the last 5 years. Yes, it's scary. Yes, we're not going to be totally free of this for a while, but if we don't soon step out, the effect on our economy and on people's mental health and young people, so I feel so badly for young people, then who are we going to be? You know, when are we ever going to step out the front door? So though I'm still scared, I think now, unless you're somebody that's got comorbidity, you know, who has underlying health, I think we now have to push through.
Lee's here. Hi, Lee. Hope you're well. Hope you had a nice
Hi, Lee.
weekend. No, too slowly, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Says Lee. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm inclined to agree. I think we have to listen to that. If the numbers have dictated and the data has dictated so much of the restrictions and prescriptions and everything else that have gone on, then we have to look at the data now. I mean, I remember hearing on LBC quite a long time ago saying, God, if we could ever conceivably get to between 1,000 and 2,000 new infections, new cases, that's what we were at yesterday, 2,100, I think, or the day before. We definitely have this in the rearview mirror. And I just think we have to be incredibly strident and, on the ball when it comes to variant splurges like we've had, we've had in southeast London. We've had quite a few in London. Surge control, surge testing and what have you has been, that needs to be the effective way forward. And if we all remember right at the beginning, that's what they were doing in South Korea.
Hello, Henrietta.
That's what they were doing in South Korea, and that's
We're finally catching up with
only
the
a
countries
year and
that
a-
got a
almost a year
handle
and a
on this.
half.
And this surge testing shouldn't frighten us, though it did. You remember the first time they said, the surge testing, they're coming to your door, we were like, oh God, but actually that's actually the government being on top of things.
Yeah.
And still now, the thing is,
Welcome,
we have
Charlotte. We'll see your
most
name
of
later.
those people that are most at risk, nearly all of them have been vaccinated. And at some point, we're just going to have to go with that.
Yeah.
Welcome, I just saw a new family. Charlotte, stay to the end because we will be singing you a welcome song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, I just on that point, I did pull a story earlier, which was in the Irish Times, saying that people are hoarding oxygen and vital medicines in homes, creating panic and causing shortages in hospitals.
Because they're scared in case somebody in their family needs it,
Yeah.
which I understand.
I mean, I have
it's
to
not
confess,
like hoarding toilet rolls. This is hoarding breath.
Yeah. The thing about this that doesn't confuse me is, like, I was surprised it hadn't happened. I was surprised that India hadn't got it worse. And I'm talking about size of population, having worked and filmed there, the crowding in urban city, in the city centres and what have you. It also makes you begin to wonder whether, again, WHO, let's really interrogate those numbers from China, shall we? Just once more. Because I doubt that really just 3,000 people died in Wuhan. I really do. I don't know why. I just really do doubt this narrative. So, I think everywhere has its absolute peak, horrific peak. And I was shocked and surprised. It's obviously come later for whatever reasons to India than we thought, but it has got.
Somebody's saying there though, but what about the northeast where the numbers aren't coming down?
Northeast what?
The northeast of the country, the numbers for COVID are still bad.
Oh, the northeast here. So
yeah,
I thought you were
sorry.
talking about India.
No, here, because I mean the thing is, what we do we want to go back to a tier system where if it pops up and it looks like it's which is what they do in South Korea and Australia. They shut down areas of the country, and maybe that's our way to feel a bit more secure as we come out. Flash lockdowns, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, what's happened in India is, that only 2% of the population is vaccinated. They've been woefully let down. The testing is just dire. And so we mustn't draw too close a parallel and think, because I've been hearing a lot on the radio this morning, look at India, that could happen to us. Well, it's not quite, it's not the same.
No.
We don't live with the same population density as they do. We've got social distancing on the buses and all of that. So, yes, it's good to have a healthy amount of caution, but we've got, I think the way that they're doing it, 5 weeks at a time, is actually brilliant.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Hello, Mark. Can you say hello to Mark Clift?
Hello, Mark Clift.
Is watching us on a big telly. Shock horror. Yeah, I agree. I think all of this kind of look, we're only about 8-9 weeks away, are we? I mean, I don't think it should get faster. I think, as they rightly said, we want to come out of this convincingly. We want to do it once, to quote Jonathan Van Tam, and we want to do it as best as we can, just once. And my genuine feeling on this is that once we're out of this, we're never going back in, regardless of what variants come up. I mean, I think science is charging alongside this to preemptively prepare for it, i.e. these COVID pills. I can see almost in our medicine box, which this computer's on at the moment, next year we may well have a pack of COVID pills.
Yeah, by the end of 21.
I mean, that's quite remarkable.
That you pop a pill if you get COVID, you take a Beecham's.
What I do think we need to do, running parallel to all of this, is really campaign against wet markets and really examine our food chain and the way in which, our relationship with living alongside livestock and animals and all that kind of stuff. I really, really do think this is a huge cautionary shot across our bows as a civilization. And I think we have to think about that.
Sorry, Donna Pearson's just said, Nadia, you look massive on my telly.
Don't. Oh.
I know what you mean, Donna.
Yeah, I will take that. We mean you just mean just in terms of the size of the screen, right? Well, look,
we hate it when people tell us they see us on the telly, don't we? Because we kind of think, I don't know. It's silly because there's always lots of you here, but it feels more intimate than being on telly.
Yeah.
And it freaks us out.
Coconut Island, do you honestly think we will be able to remove masks in June? Yes, I do. I genuinely do. Obviously that would be fearful for anyone who's shielding, but
the way that we all wear masks is so laughable. Anyway, how many times have you been talking to somebody with a mask?
Apparently, she said your cup looks huge. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's...
Oh God, I'm so sorry. That was Xander that sent us that.
Lee says, there will also be pills potentially to prevent COVID, a bit like something called PrEP, which is taken daily and prevents catching HIV. Will be a similar pill for COVID. Yeah, I think we're going to have them alongside aspirin, alongside paracetamol. We're going to have you got the COVID pills, darling? We're going to be like that in about 3 years. Have you seen the COVID pills anyway?
But the thing is, when the next pandemic comes, now the world has learnt lessons.
We hope so.
Because there will be other pandemics.
Yeah.
There always has been since the beginning of time, and there will be other ones. So, you know, people are... Yeah, well, there's a lot of talk about that, preparing for the next
Oh yeah,
one.
absolutely, absolutely.
Hopefully it will never be the same again.
Never be the same again, absolutely. Shall we cheer ourselves up with some Oscar chat?
Mm.
So I think one of the nicest bits of news was that
I'm gonna get coffee.
was that Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor at the grand old age of, was he 83? I think he's 83.
Anyone else want a coffee?
Yes, please.
While I'm up there?
Yes.
How many of you had this morning?
This would be my first.
Absolute bollocks, you're not having another one. I see you get 2, so that's 4 shots of espresso already.
So anyway, it was a socially. Nadia said whilst we were setting up for this, she said, "So was there any gossip? Did anyone hook up with anyone at the Oscars?" I said, "What? At the most socially distanced Oscar ceremony in history, no one was caught snogging anyone." So Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor. We'd just seen Riz Ahmed performing his arse off in Sound of Metal. And no, he didn't win. And Nomadland, which is a film that we've yet to see on our shores. This happened last year. Parasite won everything. We hadn't had it released here yet. Nomadland is about to be released. So for any of our American viewers, we haven't had a chance to watch it. But that.
So will we be watching that in the cinema?
Unlikely, because it's probably going to release in the next 2 weeks. They might hold it back. It would be nice to. Frances McDormand, who's the star of it, said, "I urge everyone to watch every film that's been nominated only on a big screen." So there was a big push for theatrical experience. Anyone who's watched Promising Young Woman, Emerald Fennell won for Best Original Script. Nothing else was won there.
She didn't win for director?
No. Chloe Zhao won for Nomadland. So Nomadland kind of cleared up a bit. It kind of won Best Picture, and it won also... And Minari won Best Supporting Actress as well. But Daniel Kaluuya kind of stole the show. Did anyone hear what he said?
No.
Did anyone hear? Yeah, Riz Ahmed fixing his wife for the photos was very sweet. It was a sweet moment. But Daniel Kaluuya...
He did what with his wife?
Fixed her hair.
Oh.
Yeah, what a sweetie. But Daniel Kaluuya, in his acceptance speech, went a bit rogue and said, "Oh my God, my parents had sex."
Oh no.
Yeah.
What?
And then he admitted in the after show sort of chat at the back of the kind of stage or behind the scenes, he said, "My mum's not going to be happy." And there is a shot.
Why did he say that?
I think he was marvelling at the fact of his just being here. You know, it was kind of like,
Well, that is
I'm just
weird.
here.
Sorry,
I
that
know.
doesn't work for
I know.
me.
I know.
No.
It's one of the oddest things.
Unnecessary.
What do you think, guys? Do you think his mum will have had a word with him about that?
Oh, I mean, his mum gets that moment and he ruins
Yes.
it with that. I'd have bloody
Yeah.
floored him.
Absolutely. So he won for Jews. Victorious Kaluuya, happy to be alive. And why? So what did he say here? He says, "What a man, how blessed we are that we live in a lifetime where he existed," talking about Fred Hampton, the Black Panther that he played in Judas and the Black Messiah. He said, what is he talking about when her excited... his mum could be seen saying, "What is he talking about?" When her excited son then told global audience of millions, "My mum met my dad, they had sex, it's amazing.
What?
I'm
'Cause
here.
I saw a clip with
I'm
him
so
saying,
happy to be alive, so I'm going to celebrate that tonight."
Oh my God. And then at one point I saw a clip where he said, "We're here, we're breathing, we're walking." I was like,
Some of us aren't.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But we'll forgive him.
No, no, we love him.
We're
We
not
love him.
judging him because we love him, but it was very odd speech.
We love him. A really nice win. We reviewed this film, me and Annie Dye. Minari was Yoo Jung-yoon in Minari, which is this small indie film about a Korean families settling in the US.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
But the woman who plays the mum, who's a great character in it, she's not entirely dissimilar to Annie Dye in her sort of, not entirely appropriate behaviour with her grandson. She won an Oscar.
I really want to watch that. I kept catching you watching it. I
Yeah.
thought that looks right up my street.
She won an Oscar, and she received the prize from Brad Pitt, who I think incidentally was also a producer on the movie. And she was asked if she would be able to act with him. Would there ever be an opportunity to act together? But she said no, probably not.
Why?
Well, because
She said no
She
to
said
working with Brad Pitt. She's got a bit full of herself
no,
already.
No. She said I'd love to. It would be a dream come true. But I don't see how an 83-year-old Korean actress is ever going to be able to be on the same screen as Brad Pitt.
Faith
There
Goodman's
might be a way
just
to do
reminding
it.
us there about The Octopus. Did that win?
An Octopus Teacher won Best Documentary.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so pleased.
And I also wanted to give a little mention to to. Well, hang on, let me just find the winner. The winner of the best short film looks absolutely fascinating. Obviously, there was the Present, which was the Palestinian film. Let me just find.
Guardian film.
Hang on, I'm just trying to find. Oh no, that's not it. We don't want that. The Present was there, which was obviously the Palestinian film about the border between Israel and Palestine. That was incredibly moving. I can't find the full list of prizes. Hold on one sec. Can you take
Mark,
over
this
now?
is so unlike you. You can't find the full list. I must say, I don't know who else.
Fill for me, darling. Fill for me.
I'm a bit disappointed about Riz Ahmed. I thought it was a phenomenal performance, but he's never anything other than phenomenal, is he?
No.
You have to watch Sound of Metal. Now, Mark always gets annoyed if I say anything about film before we've reviewed it, but you can already tell that we loved it. And then check out our review, which we're going to put up later, and then leave a comment afterwards, because we love to hear how you're feeling about films that we love or hate. So yeah, I was disappointed when I woke up this morning. I wanted Carey Mulligan to win, and I wanted him to win.
Well, at least Emerald Fennell did.
But to be fair, I haven't seen the other performances, so I can't really say who I wanted to win.
Well, the film that won Best Short Film, Two Distant Strangers, and I was watching the trailer for it this morning. I haven't caught it. It sounds really compelling, and I think everyone has to. It's on Netflix. Everyone should go to Netflix and should watch it, and I'm going to do a little review of it. It's an American short, they call it a sci-fi film, but it examines the deaths of black Americans during encounters with police. And it's essentially about a character who gets trapped in a time loop, getting up, where it keeps ending in his death at the hands of a police officer.
Oh, no, I don't think I can watch that.
Just the trailer, look, I mean, a trailer for a short is almost an oxymoron, but it looks really compelling, and I'd missed that prior to, I'd gone for The Present to be the winner of the best short, but I think Two Distant Strangers.
You know that I'm always talking about Sean King that I follow on Instagram, and he posts films of real life shootings by police in America, and every day I'm just horrified. And yesterday, and don't forget, Sean King Sees All of Them was the worst one yet. A man kneeling and saying, "Please don't," and they drove past him, the police car, and the policeman shot him from the back of the car. Drive-by shooting, shot him dead.
Just awful.
Just awful. So I don't think I could watch it. I don't know. I feel compelled that I have to watch everything that goes on Sean King, because I was so oblivious, really, to how bad things were in America between the police and the African-American community.
Oh my God.
I feel almost ashamed that I was so ill-informed. So I don't think I want to watch her.
Well, I think it's important that you should.
No, I will, but I mean.
No, I agree, but I think too often it's almost a bit of. No, I'm not saying this is what's happening.
Well, I do watch the real ones every day.
No, I know, but I do also think that sometimes within the world of fiction isn't just about sitting there and just sort of. I'm not saying you say this, but it's about being challenged. It's about being challenged, and it's about being safely challenged without having to witness someone actually dying. That someone's performing it, and I think that's what's important.
Please follow Sean King on Instagram. It's really important. It's a really important platform on social media, really important. We love the fluff and the fun, but there's some people that just have to be followed, and he's one of those people.
Catherine Clausen, I'm really pleased you mentioned this. Thomas Vinterberg did win Best International Film for Another Round, which is about a group of teachers, isn't it? Trying to, and the way in which they try and drink healthily. It's kind of a weird concept. But the tragically moving part of it was his 4-year-old daughter, who was going to be in the film, died in a car crash, I believe, or hit by a car in the first 4 weeks of filming it. So he made a very emotional sort of tribute to her. And I think it stars Mads Mikkelsen, the film, doesn't it? So it's called Another Round. It's about alcohol and alcoholism and drinking drinking responsibly.
I want to watch that.
And it's about a bunch of teachers, but God, yeah.
Oh, we've got to watch that. Yeah. Henrietta Henson has said she's just started watching Peaky Blinders. Is that because of Helen McCrory going? Because we were mad fans of Peaky Blinders. And I've started to watch it again with Kiki, because she didn't watch it the first time around, and she loves it too. It's so good.
Reese Roberts says, Travan Free, writer and creator of Two Distant Strangers, had a powerful speech mentioning the statistics of how many people die at the hands of the police. Yeah, really good. It's really important. I think it was a mixed bag last night in terms of what won. I mean, we all had our own particular favourites. We hadn't seen everything. It was a kind of low energy going into them, I think, because of the year it's been. I think it's kind of an odd year where you've got parts of the world struggling, and then you've got any form of sort of it's a bit of an indulgence, isn't it?
Yeah.
To stand there.
Yeah, Carey Mulligan was very like that, and all the pre-Oscar speech. Says, when you think what's going on.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. That's hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying a bit of a natter.
Mark is doing a mental health film. Yeah, he is.
Hit the thumbs up icon beneath Nadia's chin if your screen is anything like ours.
And hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to the channel, and hit the notification bell because you will miss stuff. We quite often do surprise lives on here as well.
Absolutely.
And I don't always post about them on Instagram. So
now we've got 3 birthdays and we've got 2 welcomes, because I just see that Adam Links just joined.
Oh my God, we've been here for a long
absolutely.
time. Sorry, we've kept you for a long time. So, listen, guys, this bit is where we sing.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend
Nadia sings and I get
that you go and do something else, because it's not good. But this is where we sing happy birthday and we welcome people to the family guest area. Mark, lots of people saying this Sunday show is really good this week.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm pleased.
So in the members area,
long, wasn't it?
In the members area we do. How long was this one then?
Which one?
The Sunday show that we're just talking about. Hour and a half.
You said this one like it was a different one. It's an hour and 53 minutes.
This week's one, how long was it?
An hour. Well, because another one.
So it's an hour and 50 minutes, the one that went up yesterday, but they go up, they're between an hour and a half and 2 hours. So that's in the members area, plus we do extra lives and we give away signed cards and stuff. And that costs 50 pence a week. And whoever joins, they get a joining song that Mark says people may or may not use as their ringtone. I don't think you'd want to use it as your ringtone.
Oh, I think you would.
So, oh God, I can never read Mark's writings. This is Fiona. It's birthday.
Fiona C, it's her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Fiona.
Happy birthday to you.
Fiona.
Happy birthday to Fiona.
C.
Happy birthday to you. Cassidy says it's a good idea to keep singing till the end.
We learnt that the hard way.
Yes, I have had my vaccine and I had the Oxford AstraZeneca and I feel very blessed that I could have it.
Jenny Marshall, it's her 40th. I think it was her 40th yesterday.
Happy birthday, Jenny Marshall. Happy birthday, Jenny
Marshall.
Marshall or Marshall. Happy birthday, dear Jenny. Happy birthday for you.
Kerry Gracie.
Faith Goodman said, thank you for the surprise No Name Sunday show for non-family guests.
Especially as we're heading out of lockdown. I thought I'd just drop one.
When did you put it up? Yesterday?
No, 9 o'clock this morning.
9 o'clock this morning. So there is, if you're wondering whether you might like to join the family guest area, check out that episode. And we do that every single Sunday.
It's also a treat for those of you who aren't going to join, who are just subscribers.
If you're just subscribers, it's there.
Kerry Gracie, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kerry. Happy birthday, Kerry. Happy birthday to Kerry. Happy birthday to you.
Kerry. Don't forget, we are looking at dates for a quiz. It's going to happen. It's going to come. It's going to land. It's going to be mental. It's going to be mad. It's going to be crazy.
I think we should put a poll up, Mark, on whether a Friday or a Saturday night or a midweek.
I think you're not wrong, Nadia Sawalha.
Because people have things to do at the weekend. So
exactly.
maybe a midweek one is better.
A midweek one might be better. A welcome to Charlotte Tatham Hopkins.
I'll say Charlotte, you say Tatham Hop. Charlotte
Tatham Hopkins.
Charlotte
Tatham Hopkins.
Charlotte Tatham Hopkins. Welcome to the family guest area.
Ooh, that was good.
Oh, it was good, Charlotte.
And Adam Link. If you blink, Adam Link. You will not see Adam Link.
Well.
Ooh, that was really granular. I like that one.
So, guys, at this very moment, there's 441 of you watching and only 140 of you hit the thumbs up.
Oh, for God's
Now, come on.
sake.
If you've stayed with us for the last 40 minutes, you must have been enjoying it.
Yeah, well, there are some strange types who stay to watch because they don't.
I think some people put it on and then go and do the washing.
Of course they do. Hit the thumbs up, lovely lot. See you later.
Yeah.
Group
Bye.
hug. Group hug. Going in proper because Nadia told me off for not doing it properly. There you go. Love you lots, guys.